Hello children, good morning to you all. Hope you have understood uh, the concept of agreement of the verb with the subject. Understand? It is nothing, it's a very simple thing, but the thing is you have to concentrate on it, and it is all about if the subject is singular, verb also has to be singular. If the subject is plural, verb also must be in plural form. Here, singular plural will go opposite in case of both nouns and verbs. If we add s to the noun, it becomes plural. Whereas, if we add s to the verb, it becomes singular in case of third person's place. Understand? And if you add s to the plural noun, that is a class, classes, girl, girls, ball, balls, etc. S you are adding, or es you are adding, or ies you are adding, they become plural. But along with them, along with the subject in plural form, you are using the verb which doesn't have any s with it. Then when the verb does not have s with it, it is considered to be the plural form. Understand, this is what we learnt in our last class, and today we are going to do one simple and interesting task, that is using LESS less and NESS ness in our sentence. Okay, using LESS less and full, less and full, adding F, see, adding LESS less or FUL full to the adjectives. Understand? Adjectives are noun forms, whatever it is. If you are adding, how they work out is our thing. No. Understand? For example, let us take the example of use. Okay. We take the example of use. We can use it as useful, or we can use it as useless also. For example, fruits are useful for our health. Pencil is useful for the children. Understand? Don't waste your time in useless activities which are not useful to you. Same way, help and helpless. Help also. You can use as helpful and helpless. What Ravi did for me was greatly helpful to complete my project. Understand? I was helpless when there was nobody at home when the thief arrived. Understand? In that way, here you have many such things. Understand? So, what you are using this FUL full and LESS less. Where are you adding them? You are adding them at the end of the word. You are adding them at the end of the word. Understand? In some other case I taught you, which lesson I am not remembering properly. Using this un before your FA or S7 exam I taught it. Using S, believable, unbelievable, happy, unhappy, lucky, unlucky, content, discontent, continue, discontinue. Understand? Fortune, misfortune, like that. We are using them in the beginning, but here we are using after the word. In that case, we used them before the word which were called prefix. Pre means in the beginning. Now we are adding FULL or LESS at the end of the word, after the end of the word. So when we are adding the letters like few letters like LESS or FULL full at the end of the word, like now we have color. Understand? So I can add color full, or where I added, after writing color at the end I added, or I can add colorless. Rita wore colorful bangles. Okay. Water is colorless. Colorless means not having any color. Colorful means full of colors. Understand? My teacher always tells me some meaningful things to do. It is meaningless to go and play on the busy road. Understand? In that way, adding LESS or FUL full. What we call them? We call them suffix. They are called suffixes. So, what is suffix? The word or group of letters which you add at the end of the sentence, end of the word, to make it either positive or negative. They are called suffixes. You even add MENT, ment also, LY also. They are, or they stand for different situations. Here we are taking into consideration only FUL full and LESS less. Okay. We are taking into consideration only these two things. What are they? FUL full and LESS less. So got it? So when we add any word or any group of letters at the end of the word, this is called, this group of words or this group of letters is called suffix. Fixing means adding. Suffixes are added end of the word. So here we have an exercise in our textbook on page number 137. Here what you are supposed to do is, word is given in the bracket in red. I will read it for you. The old trees were observed to be very dash. They protected the crops from direct sunlight. Use is given. What will fit here? Whether useful or useless? It is useful, sorry. You are adding FUL full to use to make it a suffix. Even the most dash face would light up at the sight of the boy's dash smile. For dull, joy is given. We can use joyless in the first place. In second blank, joyful means happy. Okay. It is the duty of the dash to protect the dash. Who should protect who? Power is the word given. One who is strong, what we call them? Powerful. So in first case it has to be powerful. In second case it has to be powerless. Powerless means weak. Powerful means strong. The film is about a dash clown who kidnaps young children. He can only be stopped if a dash child questions him. First one who makes you afraid. What you call? Fear is there, which is full of fear. What we call it? Fearful. Who is brave. one who cannot be afraid of anyone. Using fear, what suffix you add? Fearless child. You must be very dash in the kitchen. While you are working with the electric gadgets also you must be very dash. Care is the word given. What to be your word? Careful. Ravi is a dash boy. He never does all the work. Careless. Okay. So you must be very dash in the kitchen. If you are dash, you can be injured badly. So here what you are doing? In first case careful, in second case careless. Last one, the decoration of the room was very dash. The decoration of the lawn, however, was dash. It did not look welcoming at all. Tasteful, tasteless. In first blank you have to use tasteful. In second blank you have to use tasteless. Okay. And one thing, I don't know whether all of you are having textbook or not. One who are having, please write down in the textbook itself. And those who are not having textbook, for them I will give the photograph of this page. And our Maheshwari ma'am will forward it to you. Please copy it in your notebook and write. And those who are having textbook also must copy this exercise in the textbook. Okay. Along with it, I am going to give my own 5 sentences also. Now here, next bit, vocabulary. Arrange these sets of words according to the degree of meaning. In how, up to what consistency they are, strong, weak, more or less in that way. Okay. See, stare. We see somebody just for a while and leave. Staring means घुरका के देखना ఓకే కళ్ళు పెట్టి చూడడం అన్నమాట ఏమో చేస్తామేమో వాళ్ళని అనేటట్టు దట్ ఈస్ స్టేరింగ్ సో అకార్డింగ్ టు ద వీక్ స్టేట్మెంట్ సి అకార్డింగ్ టు ద strong statement it has to be stare. Next, tiny and small. Small means just like that small. Tiny means very small. So here small is weak concept, tiny is strong concept. Here they gave 2 columns. You have to list them up in both according to the weightage of the words. Hug, huge, big. It is a big house, we say simply. Big. Huge means very big. Then which is weak, which is strong? Big is weak, huge is strong. Shout, yell. They shout in the class. Yelling means shouting continuously. So shout is weak, yell is, what to say? Yell is strong degree. Pleased, delighted. Pleased means just like that, simply becoming happy. Delighted means becoming very happy. So pleased will stand in weak position. Delighted stands in what to say? Strong position. Exhausted, tired. But I am very tired. I don't want to play now. Exhausted means very, very tired. Unable to do anything at all. Every strength in you is vanished. So, tired is weak word, exhausted is strong word. Understand? These 2 exercises you please do in your notebook. I am going to post under my video. You are going to get exercise A and B photographs of this textbook page number 137 and 138. So this short class is enough for you for today, and or else shall I Yeah, one more very small thing I am going to take and stop. Using hyphens. Third bit here. There ends our lesson, especially. Hyphen. What are hyphens? Hyphens. Hyphens are nothing but one small dash mark. It is called punctuation mark rather. Understand? One small dash mark which is used between two words. Between two words. Like ice cold water. Means cold like ice. Okay. Ice capped mountain. Half finished work. Half completed work. Two words are joining together. There you are putting this hyphen. It is nothing but a small mark of dash like this, which is used between two words to make it a single one. Mouth watering food. Well cooked, half cooked food. 6-year-old. Young looking lady. Rock hard. My mother made the laddu. It was rock hard. Means చాలా గట్టిగా ఉంటే rock hard అంట. Rock plus hard. In between rock and hard we are putting one small dash to make it a single word. Or we can make them compound word. But generally we don't add any hyphen between the compound words like bathroom, showcase. Understand? But in such a case, we are using hyphen between the words. I met a good looking girl. When to use hyphen, when not to use hyphen. The compound word is usually followed by a noun. Highlighted pronunciation mark is hyphen. A hyphen, small dash, is a small dash used to connect compound words that work together like an adjective. The compound words is usually followed by a noun. The rock hard cake was left. First rock hard, very hard is adjective. After adjective we are using noun along with it. It was very good looking car. Brand new car. Last comes the noun. Before that we are using a compound word with a hyphen to describe it. It's an adjective. By adding hyphen we are using an adjective to describe the noun which comes in the end. In some other cases, when the noun comes first and then we take compound word, we need not use the hyphen between the words. She was a good looking girl. She is, in the beginning we used subject, noun, pronoun, whatever. Megha is good looking. The car was very good looking. The car was brand new. In the beginning we used car, noun. So brand new is an adjective where you don't need to put a hyphen. But if you say my father bought a brand new car, brand new is an adjective. It comes before the word car. In that way we have to use hyphen. If the adjective comes before the noun, you use hyphen. If the adjective comes after the noun, don't use hyphen. We are living in a newly constructed house. Newly constructed. The newly constructed house looks marvelous, very beautiful. Newly constructed comes first, you add hyphen. If Mr. Rao lives in a newly constructed house, Mr. Rao, name of the person now. Noun. So newly constructed comes after the noun. There you don't need to use any hyphen. Based on this, here you have got some sentences where you are supposed to put the hyphens. The Alps are snow-capped mountains. Snow and cap between you have hyphen. In that way you have to put hyphen in correct place. The ready-made dress did not fit Annie. There was a plate of half-finished food on the table. Where you have to put here ready-made. Between ready-made you have to put hyphen. Here half-finished. Between half-finished you should put the hyphen. A middle-aged man was walking along the canal. Between middle and age you have to put the hyphen. We went to a child-friendly restaurant. Child-friendly is the word where you have to put hyphen. So you are going to do these three activities. I am going to post the picture or photo of these exercises from the textbook. Those who have can see the textbook, do in the textbook as well as in the notebook. Those who do not have textbook, you please follow the photograph and do it. That's it, children, for today. Thank you.